believe it or not, to get to come on today. And it's my beautiful and gorgeous wife, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hi, doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for making time in your schedule. It may seem funny here, but we actually have different areas in the house that we work in during this time, and our kids kind of roam in between while doing their schoolwork. Um, so it's great to have you on today. The reason why I have Crystal here today actually is to talk about one of the things that's a passion of hers that she really got into the last few years. And last year, she took a course in an education in, which is coaching. And Crystal became a certified coach through UC Davis Continuing Professional Education's coaching certificate program. And she's actually working towards her international coaching federation certificate. And honey, Crystal, there's a lot of people who just kind of have this mindset of what coaching is, and we've had this conversation many times that it's not really what people think it is really not what it is. So maybe you could explain to everybody what coaching really is from your point of view.
Sure. Well, I think that some of the biggest kind of misnomers about coaching is that coaches are there to tell you what to do or to give you advice, to kind of solve your problems, if you will. And my apologies, I'm outside in the beautiful sunlight and there's a plane flying above my head. So I think that the International Coach Federation defines coaching really well. They talk about coaching as being a partnership between the coach and the client, a thought-provoking and creative process in where the coach asks powerful questions and really truly listens to the client, past their words to their tone, to help them really understand what's important to them and where they want to go. So for me, coaching is partnering with a client to really understand what it is that they want and need, to help them see what it is that they want and need, and then to move them forward from where they are to where they want to go.
Yeah, I think oftentimes people think of coaching as counseling, like not certified counselors, somewhere they can go to, right? What would you tell people who have that view that, oh yeah, a coach is just somebody who wanted to be a counselor, but they didn't want to go to school for it. They just got, what would you say to that?
Yeah, in coaching, the philosophy really stems around that people are whole and exactly where they should be right at the moment that you're talking to them. So, a lot of helping careers like counseling and therapy kind of look backwards and past traumas, past hurts, and what's happened in the past to lead you to where you are today, while looking at your habits and beliefs and trends that have happened in your life can be helpful to look forward to the future. In coaching, we really take where you are right now and where you want to go, and then that's the focus to define it within that scope.
So you bring up right now, and I think maybe one of the big things that is important and why coaching can be such a big thing right now, especially for people who are having hard times during COVID-19 with their careers, right? I know that's kind of something that you like to focus on, is helping people with where they are and where they want to go within their careers. How can coaching be used for those people who maybe they've been laid off and they don't know what's going to happen with their job, or their next paycheck's going to come from, or maybe they have that job but but they're not happy with where they are, but they're working remotely and that type of stuff. What are some of the things that how coaching can help with that?
Yeah. One of the things I love to work with clients on is to use different tools and resources to help them identify, where they want to go. So if a client that I'm working with is looking at a career change, a career transition, I've worked with many people who are at different varied levels in wanting to get a new job. We might start with looking at your readiness for change. You might know that you need to make a change, but how ready are you at this moment in time to make that change? And really digging down to understand that. And if you're not ready right now, it's okay. What are you ready for? And what steps can you take right now to prepare yourself for when you are ready for change? Or I might be working with a client who's very ready for change and they want to move really fast. And so we might look at what they need to do to get themselves ready for a new position. I'm currently working with a client. We're working to develop a personalized development plan, action plan for him with goals and timelines set for himself to help him move forward and take those next steps for his career transition. So kind of depends on where the client's at. There's no one size fits all with coaching. Every person is at their own place and their own moves at their own pace. And so in coaching, we just, as me as a coach, I'd be there to work with you. And, you know, sometimes in life, you can talk to your husband, you can talk to your wife, you can talk to friends, and you get sort of, you know, can get biased opinions. So I think one of the nice things about working with a coach is that you have someone who's truly there to listen to you and what you want and what your concerns are, and doesn't have a biased approach for how you take action or what you're thinking about doing.
And that's, I think, a great resource that I think a lot of people don't realize that's out there, right? They think that there are career counselors and that type of stuff, but really what you're talking about is doing something totally different. You're not helping somebody improve in their career. You're helping somebody look at a future and a vision that they want to have for their career, and then really helping them guide themselves, if you will, to where they want to be. Isn't that about a fair assessment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, I wouldn't be looking at people's resumes and writing a profile for you, but I could help someone really identify what am I good at? What are my strengths? What industries might overlap with what my natural um, tendencies are, my natural strengths, or the things I really enjoy, and how could I find a career that was fulfilling to me? Those are the types of conversations and tools and resources I would engage with, versus someone who might be a consultant and might help you write a resume and create your own website and, you know, do your LinkedIn profile for you. Those aren't the types of things I do when I'm career coaching or coaching people around career transition.
So you just mentioned what my next question was going to be.
Oh,
You do you're a coach that has a certification through UC Davis Continuing Professional Education Certification Program, and right now you are working on becoming a internationally certified coach through the International Coaching Federation. Is that correct?
yes.
Like I didn't know the answer, um, but with this whole COVID-19 thing and people
Yeah.
looking at different stuff, give a pitch on why people might want to reach out to somebody like you about how they can look for and look at bettering their career, moving forward, really starting to lay the groundwork now. I mean, we're hearing things in the news that, you know, at least in California, this is probably going to go on at least till the end of May, which means we have another month of this. What what could people expect over the next to be able to do with a coach over the next month to kind of lay some of the groundwork um, to start looking at and analyzing and really evaluating where they are with the help of a coach?
Sure. Well, I think that one benefit for someone to have a coach as a partner to work through a goal or a future state of where they want to get to, or to really define what's important to them in life, is we have so much going on in our lives. When we think in our minds about a day, for me, I have 3 kids, I've got work pressure, I've got home projects I want to get to, and there's a lot going on in the world right now. And things can get muddled in your brain or feel overwhelming. And so to have a coach as a partner to stop and slow down with and really help pull out what's most important to you right now. There's a lot going on, but if we're to stop and break it all down and say, what's most important to you right now? And what would a successful future state look like for you? Or you might be really happy where you're at. I think another misconception of coaching is that you have to have lost a job to need a coach, or you have to be having some sort of problem or issue to need a coach. And that's not it at all. I've worked with a lot of clients who uh, aren't having any particular problem they need to solve. They might feel like cluttered. There's a lot going on in my life, and I need to figure out how to be better organized or better with time management. Or, I want to exercise and make it a priority. And why am I not? I've got all this time with COVID-19 and I'm sheltering at home. So what is my resistance to something that I want to do? And all of those are great topics for coaching conversations. And with any conversation, there's a lot to unpack. And so kind of, I would say organizing a client's needs and wants and identifying what's going to help move them forward to where they want to go, kind of quieting your mind and unpacking everything that's in it, is a real benefit to coaching. And especially in the uncertainty of the world that we're facing right now, to have a partner to be able to take a break with and think about things with can be a real benefit for people. I know I myself have found a lot of benefit from having a coach. Sometimes it's just one coaching engagement. I really need to work out this issue and I want someone impartial just to talk to about it. It totally helps me move forward. And sometimes it's a more long-term engagement. I need help on something bigger in my life that I want to have a structured, consistent, someone to hold me accountable almost. And as coaches, we say that we're not accountability partners. So if I were coaching you, Michael, and you said, you know what I really think, Crystal, I want to commit to going for a 5-mile run. I'm not going to follow up with you all the time to say, are you taking that 5-mile run? How was your 5-mile run? I didn't see you post your run on Facebook. That's not my role as a coach. But if I'm going to meet with you in a week and you told your coach that you're going to go for a 5-mile run, you might feel accountable to your coach. And it helps move you forward to know that there's someone that you're partnering with, that you're making commitments to. And they're not a commitment to me. My clients say, you know what, I decided I didn't want to go for a 5-mile run. That's totally fine. But just to have someone on that journey with you is really helpful.
Yeah, well, as it should be well defined that they suggest that spouses and family members don't coach each other. So,
right. I'm not coaching you on your 5-mile run. It was just an example.
And let's be honest, I don't go for a 5-mile run. I will go for a 5-mile bike ride, but not a 5-mile run. But digressing back, I think one of the things that is important for people to know is that Crystal not only uses coaching in her day job. She works with her. She has some clients that are out on the side, but she also works with some of her colleagues that she works with and does coaching with them. But she also does coaching on the side through Interstate PR. And Crystal, if somebody really wanted to talk to either you or somebody else about becoming a coach, what are some of the tips that you would give them, kind of just to make sure it's the right fit?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great question. And fit is so important when you have any relationship, be it a collegial relationship or a coaching relationship. And I think that you can tell a lot by someone within the first, 15 minutes of talking to them, if they're going to be a good fit for you. And so a lot of it is going to be gut, go with your gut. Does this feel right? What are you working on? And ask a coach, how would they help get you there? And I would say listen to your instincts in terms of if you think it's a good coach for you or not.
Awesome. So if somebody is watching this and I said, wow, I really want to work with Crystal or at least talk to her about coaching, what's the easiest way for them to get a hold of you? Would it be sending an email to you? Would it be calling you? Or is there an easier way for them to get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can email me at
Uh,
crystal@interstatepr.net. I love talking about coaching. So whether you are interested in getting coaching or you just want to talk a little bit about coaching, I'm totally happy to do that anytime. Michael indicated that I'm working on getting my international certification, and really for me, coaching isn't about making money, a second revenue stream. I just want to be there for people. And right now in the world that we're living in, there's so much uncertainty and so many things happening. And so if you're feeling yourself feeling vulnerable or frustrated easily, or just feel like there's a lot going on in your mind, in your life that you want to unpack, I'd love to be a partner for you, and we can talk about that. I'd be happy to.
Now, just changing course a little bit here. I
Yeah.
think I know some of these answers because we talk about it all the time. But how has this whole COVID-19 situation changed life for you, specifically when it comes to your average workday?
Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, I think that some people like naturally just do better working from home, and some people naturally do better working in an office environment. And so for me, it's been really challenging to shift at home, like to work from home. I love my husband and my children, but I miss my colleagues, and I miss that sort of being able to break and that separation, like being able to go into a separate environment and then coming home and it being home time, my work in my home. I've had to create my own boundaries. And that's one of the things that coaches can help people with, is really drawing boundaries, whether it's within relationships that you're having or within your work day. Maybe you've got kids, homework, husband, like me, lots of things going on under the same roof, kind of muddled in terms of timing, and being able to help establish boundaries for me, I've found really helpful. So the first 2 weeks of working from home, homeschooling, being a wife, looking at my kitchen while I'm working and desperately wanting to clean my counters, and being able to draw some lines for myself has been really helpful. But
What's
things are getting better. They're getting better. I don't want to end with like,
what's one thing that this whole shelter in place COVID-19 has brought more appreciation for you?
Oh, that's such a great question. Yeah, well, um, my husband has been so wonderful. In fact, this morning he put out my coffee and my water bottle and got my computer set up. So when I went to get ready to start work for the day, everything was all set up for me. So I'm finding new appreciation in unusual moments. Normally, he's not in my workday. He's not usually in my office at Davis setting my stuff up for me. So appreciation in small moments like that. Um, you know, I think a lot of people can relate to being able to spend more time with family. And it's hard to draw those boundaries. For the first 2 weeks, I felt like I had to work until 10 o'clock at night because my laptop's at home and my work never stops sometimes. But now I think I've really been able to find a better balance of how to do new things with my kids that I wasn't doing before. My spring would have looked like Cub Scouts, baseball, football, just go, 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 kind of nonstop. And now it's relaxing, getting a little bit of yard work done and enjoying that, and bike rides with my family, and playing some board games that we haven't pulled out of the closet for a long time. So um, I'm finding gratitude in sort of the simple things, in having a home that provides safety for me and my family, and staying healthy, as I'm sure many of us are.
So faith is a big part of our life and our relationship, and we definitely institute that with our children as well. It's actually the number one reason why we send our children to Catholic school. how have you personally found that this situation has helped your faith journey, and increased your faith uh, during these, to use the words of the year, unprecedented and uncertain times?
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people right now feel uncertain about their jobs, uncertain about the world, uncertain about people's health, and they might know people that have had COVID-19 or other things that require them to go into a hospital setting at this very vulnerable time in our healthcare system. And so I have incredible empathy for people with all different feelings about what's going on right now. For me personally, my faith in Christ, I attribute to the fact that I really am trusting in the Lord through all of this. And I believe that there are things that are going to come out of it for good. Um, and just taking it a day at a time, I think that's really important right now. Being able to be grateful in the moment and taking it one day at a time. And for me, my faith in Jesus Christ has helped me um, to take away some of the worry that I might have if I wasn't a Christian about the future, because I know that my future is in God's hands, and whatever that means, I trust in Him, and that's helped me personally with anxiety and worry over these uncertain times.
So I know I told you I wouldn't keep you very long. I know you have a bunch of other things you have to get done today, but I wanted to thank you for taking the time, for the patience that you've shown lately, not only with me but with our children as well. And I wanted to tell you, I do it every day, but I wanted to tell you publicly how gorgeous I think you are, how amazing I think you are, how lucky and blessed the kids and I are to have you, and how proud we are of you. That during these really unusual times that we are in right now, that not only have you continued to do work that you do, but you've actually been asked to be on new teams at your work and do all this other stuff, and really advance yourself in your career. I'm just really, the kids and I are really, really proud of you. I think you gave some great information to people today about what it could do to have a coach for them. And I'm a little biased here, but if you are considering a coach, I put Crystal's email in the comments. I suggest, reaching out to her, Crystal at interstatepr.net, or Crystal at Roycom, ROICOM LLC.com. And even if it's nothing more than just reaching out and seeing if there's a fit there, or asking her questions, or for even a lead for potential coaching, or how to potentially get into coaching, I would suggest reaching out to Crystal. She's a great resource. Again, thank you. I love you so much. And I will see you in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.